Here we are, Cable Arch, and today we're going to test the Fiddlestick. In this episode, we're heading out to Highline.
Hi, I'm Ryan Jinks. I'm going to fiddle my stick today because several people have requested that I test the Fiddlestick and to see at what point you could pull it out under pressure. Does the rope break first or the Fiddlestick? Different methods of being able to pull your rope down when you just have a single rope. And I guess you have to have a retrieval line too, but yeah, we're just going to kind of explore this new world I've never done really before. I've always had two full ropes or fold my rope in half in order to do proper rappels. So we're going to find out today how I feel emotionally about it after I do it on this arch. Look at you adulting, putting a knot at the end of your rope. Dink.
Is that on the ground? Yeah. Okay. So now we want to pull out probably to this side, huh?
Probably.
Okay, love, will you tell me if this hits?
Okay, so we officially convinced Auntie to use a carabiner
What? I don't want
to be a good example.
That's our Discovering Moab for canyoning, guiding, and climbing. If you guys want Moab. Oh, yeah.
All right.
So now, and I should be able to rappel down and then pull this blue cord, causing it to have no rope drag over the edge. But I have to be careful because that can sometimes pull out. You know what I mean?
Pulling out sucks before you're done.
That's what I'm saying. If I was to rappel here and it gets sideways, oh, maybe it won't. Let me see if I can get it to pop
Bummer.
out.
That sucks. You're safer than we thought.
I mean, no, it's not gonna.
Yeah, whack.
It's not doing it.
Not
Well,
that.
anyway, it's supposed to be dangerous, so I'm gonna set it as much as I can. Now the idea is to not pull this rope until you're down there.
You want to do a fun experiment?
For what?
Pull as hard as you can on this strand, and I'll see if I can pull it out. Okay, that's really hard. Damn. Okay, let it up a little. That's still hard.
I might not be able to get it out.
Not from this angle because it's not overhanging. Oh, maybe. Well,
You know what I mean? We'll see though. That's the whole. That's the whole thing.
That's the whole-
I want to see if on Moab sandstone we can get this to pull out over like a really rounded edge, escaping off one bolt.
yeah. So I'm going to stay up here and film this process, and then he'll come back up catering. It is my birthday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You got to do everything I want on my
I
birthday.
forgot. So now hopefully this doesn't kill me. Does that seem correct?
Yeah. Where's the other strand?
Oh shit. Okay, so don't touch your line.
Oh, this is scary.
Right?
I'm not going to fiddle your stick until you get back. Okay. I think he's down. Let's see if he can get this out. All right, he's pulling. Holy shit. Andy claims this is super easy.
It's essentially an overhand. So you do your like this, and you flip forward,
And then that. Okay.
and then the thing has to go through,
Yeah,
and then you sink it from the top.
got it.
I mean, I think that's how you do it. That's how I do it. That might not be how you do it, though.
Are you discovering Moab? So you got your two strands here on the tail, and then you go,
Yeah.
and then I want to stick my fiddle in there.
Yep.
Between that wind and that music, I bet this audio sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I put my emotion meter on this, and so far, the emotion levels are high. And if I die, the dates are going to be the exact same on both sides of my dash. So, yeah, let's do it. I've never done this before. This is super freaky. So I should just finish and stop filming. All right. Luckily, I've made it to the ground. Where do I stand? Far back, or like, do I just pull? What do I do?
So I would say that you'd want to pull in the direction that you had tied it, and then you're probably going to want to go as far back as possible to get as...
Is it going to come flying at me?
Yeah, it is.
That is so satisfying.
That was so cool, right? So now the cool thing is look, your yellow rope is still there. So let's go over there and pull that. Come on.
All right. It didn't break.
Didn't break. Still going. So now it's stuck on that bolt. So you can basically pull the rope and try to catch the end. Here we go. Let's see if it comes down.
That's gonna hit you. It totally
there it is. It's all over me.
You caught it.
It's around my neck. That's how it goes.
Good job, Andy.
How was the pucker factor?
Once you're halfway down, you're like, whatever. But it was.
But how much easier is that than pulling through 100 feet of rope on a bolt?
Yeah, I don't have to worry about untying the knot at the end. But seriously, make sure you always tie a knot at the end of your rope before you rappel, no matter what, even though we got confirmation it touched the ground. Now let's go to my lab and do some brake tests. Let's find out if this is super good enough. This is my black static rope. So I put my light diffuser here so you can actually see it instead of it against my dark carpet. But this is a 10.0 millimeter static rope. It has settled. Yes, we've got about 0.64. Now this rope, just to keep in mind, is to keep this stuff from flying everywhere when this finally breaks. Let's find out what the rope breaks at, and then we will fiddle with our stick to find out if it reduces the strength or if it just breaks on this side. Looks like it broke in the knot at 19.30. This is scary. Okay, so we have our figure 8 on this side. We are fiddling our stick on this side, and we have put 2 kilonewtons on it. Now, I'm going to try pulling it out with pressure. Pushing. I really want to know if I can get this. I'm not making the force go up, but wow. Okay, good to know. It's not going to move while there's pressure under it. Now let's say we release the pressure. Then how hard is this? Now 2 kilonewtons is not something you are probably going to get while rappelling. Let's see, wait, 400 pounds, or you're rappelling real hard on some isostatic rope. Okay, now I got 2 hands. Oh, got it. I really don't want that to come out yet. Okay, got it, and I put it back in. So far, it still looks okay. Let's put 2 kilonewtons back on it. 2 hands is not gonna get that out. That is so fun. What do we get? What do we get? Oh, 13.14. Oh, that's still pretty high. But, wow. Let's try dynamic rope we have here. It is, I think, 9.8 or 10 millimeter. And it may or may not be a sneak peek of an Amazon off-brand video we're going to do. Subscribe. Did you know 80% of you guys are not subscribed? I was horrified when I looked at those analytics. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not a commitment. It does help me a lot though. So this is at 2 kilonewtons, and I cannot pull this out without insane amount of force. And this is the working end. This would be the end of the rope. I just cut that. The other side has a figure 8. So that is pretty warm. It looks like it broke on this side. Wow. It did not break over here. I'm not sure if I can get this out. Not that you're ever going to put 17.26 kilonewtons on this, but it's so cool being able to do this to stuff. The rope broke. Well, this is about to break. 4 kilonewtons higher than the other one. It's all super good enough, especially because this is only meant for rappelling. And so I would trust this. Scott Koch sent me these, and he's been trying to make some of his own fiddlesticks. And I don't know if he wants to make them and sell them. I'll put his information below, and you can hit him up and bug him if you can't find them somewhere else. But yeah, I kind of like the idea. The benefit of these is that you're not kind of grinding the rope over like some canyoneering areas, especially in Moab where they have a lot of grooves from rappelling happening. So this kind of has more of a leave no trace process. If there is other systems for single-sided rappels and how to retrieve that, let me know and we'll test it. I saw something a while ago where you could like jiggle the rope and it would come loose, which sounds so scary. I'm very interested in testing more canyoneering concepts. I don't know, maybe we could apply this to highlining. I just texted Andy Lewis my numbers and he said that might be a nice way to derig a quick flash rigged highline on like a tower, let's say, where it's a super pain in the butt to go to the other side in order to derig. So let's go try it. Okay, so now we're at Yosemite National Park at Elephant Rock. And I want to test something kind of stupid now that I've set it up, but it has a lot of great applications for almost no scenario you're going to be in. What if we put fiddlesticks on a highline? So I've double fiddlesticked myself here. I'm not sure how good that is, but I'm pretty sure it's good enough. I did clip off the tail since I'm not quite sure at all. Now, if it breaks here, you know, I'm gonna die, but if it just slips or something, the concern I have is it wants to, well, it's pretty stiff now, but if this wants to push up against the rock when it goes down, then it's gonna wanna push the stick through. And that's why I put a big carabiner here, so it's less likely to come apart while I'm on it. Of course, padding is very important. This bag is taped to the webbing on this side. So when I do eventually fiddle my stick here, the idea is it will come through here and all the padding will be attached to that. We've got the same thing going on here. Fiddlesticked that. It's, you know, it's not as cinched because this backup is not tight. But I've kind of put my Velcro padding here, got my leash on here. This is what keeps that from moving. And I'm gonna go to the other side. We'll find out how this works. I'm gonna hold my breath while I get on this thing. I'm gonna have a bad backup. I might as well lock it. And I'm also curious what you think about using bolts directly. Now, what I don't like about this is it's bad for contacting with the rock, whereas if I had a master point come out to here, my webbing wouldn't be at such risk. But I'm the only one getting on this today, and it's only gonna be 1 or 2 walks. So please don't do this at home. This is just for science. I'm still alive. So, scary holding your grenade pen while you're traveling across. It goes way down there and then up. And this is completely out of the way. So when I'm ready, I can just pull it. And ideally, everything over there just falls over here. Now, it's not good for your webbing for it to rub stuff, but we'll see how it goes. This is probably better for stuff that's like 20 meters long instead of 50. Anyway, since I'm being a bad example, why not just show you this anchor? Tail tied off. That's not bad. Big soft shackle. I did a BFK with a 240 centimeter sling. Padded it real nicely. The backup, I just clipped a sew-in loop to the last bolt because it's exactly the length I wanted it. So that's pretty convenient. I don't think this is going to see cyclic loading enough for it to be an issue. Okay. Thought I would check it one more time before I actually get on this. So I'm just gonna walk it back and forth here, take these guys off because that'll get stuck when it tries to go through the bolt. So far it looks good. And the idea is that this will pull out this one, this will come out easy. And then this will just be hanging here while it's trying to pull out this one. And then we'll pull this out. Now it's kind of pulling towards the ground and I could pull maybe from over there. But I mean, it's not super, super tight. I don't know, tight enough to make me feel like it's not going to come out. What's nice about this is what I liked about it when we first tested it in Moab. The only concern I really do have is the fact that it's touching and rubbing there, but it's 100% metal. There's no rock. So far, it looks nice. That's after I've been bouncing on it over there. Take this guy off. So that'll come out. This will undo itself, and then hopefully it'll come out of the bolt itself. And all this padding will fly over there with it. Let's see if it actually works the way it's supposed to. So just don't fall, right? Let's try walking. Ow! Okay, that was fun. do not recommend that. Do not try that at home. This is purely for your entertainment. I'm not having fun out here at all. Shall we find out if this thing derigs as good as I'm hoping it will for all the risk that this is? Nothing's as easy as I think it'll be. The fiddlestick on the backup came out super easy. Fiddlestick on the main is, let's just say I tore the core, having a tooth descender doing a 3-to-1 on my paracord. If I had a rope, I could 3-to-1 it until I got it, but I'm gonna try to pull it from here and just see if it even works. So far, there's not a lot holding this. So if we gave that a tug, it should go all the way through. And this is just really, really stuck, which is a good thing. We want that until we don't. This still looks okay in here. I core shot the crap out of that on the other side. We'll just see if, like, pulling this angle is definitely better than me trying to pull this way. This may not work for quick high lines because I can't pull that at all. You'd have to go over here somewhere to pull it. Interesting. Let's see if I can pull it out this direction. It's working. I just don't want to go with it. Come on, baby, work. So this would have fallen, so I'm just going to let it fall. Not ideal, but that's what would have happened. So that's our second problem. If I just gave that a tug, that should go. I could tape that to keep that down. So the padding has gone with it. That's good. That's really in there. All right, so let's pretend that's not a problem. Not good for your webbing. But hey, in reality, that's gonna get stuck. But in theory, this side is derigged. A lot of improvement can happen, but yeah, don't do that. That worked. So earlier I got stuck on this connection with my smaller ring from Suez Slacklines. And this is my super good enough Saturn ring, but I couldn't get the knot undone of my other ring. These barrel knots or slip knots are so tight that you can't get them off. So I'm kind of just leaving this one on here, but this is so much bigger and I wish I got to use it because I ended up falling on a fiddle stick, but I only had a 25 meter and a 25 meter backup. So I joined them, but my main was normal. Anyways, this was successful in the fact we didn't die, but I don't know if I'd actually do this in real life. But yeah, let's go back to the lab. And now we're back at the lab. I now want to test a Highline around a fixed glue and bolt, because that's what all the main Highlines are in Yosemite now. And basically just repeat what we did in the brake test machine to find out how sketchy I am. Oh, I do not recommend you doing that. This is how not to do bad ideas. Let me show you what I got. Okay, so I put this bolt on here so we could get, I don't know, simulated as much as possible the same way. Fiddled it to web lock. This is exactly how I had it, except this Feather Pro is newer. So that's even scarier. Let's do this. What the heck? What is that? Oh my God. Okay. That's not very high at all. Now I'm probably, when I'm walking, 2 kilonewtons, maybe 3. And then when I kind of fell was maybe 4. I didn't really whip. It didn't break here though. That is something I was pretty concerned about. This might go on the museum wall. That is legitimately rad. It did break the webbing. It did not break in the web lock. It broke it in the bins where it was wrapped around everything. Maybe don't do that for highlining, since we do put substantially more force on our highlines. So we tested this in rappelling, we tested this in highlining in real life, and then in the lab we got 12-ish, 13-ish, and 17-ish to make these look like this. There's a thumbnail for you. And please don't highline on this. I just like to do really stupid stunts because I really do kind of know the limits of my gear, and I always have a trick up my sleeve on like why I feel safer than I probably do on YouTube. I sensationalize a lot of this. So please don't take that as an approval for you to go do stupid stuff because you saw a few numbers on YouTube from a guy you don't know. Please be safe. I mean, this is for entertainment purposes only. Helps you understand like the limitation of the gear so you understand what happens when a fiddlestick gets pulled too hard. But anyways, I had a lot of fun making this video. This was like over a month and a half of filming. So please smash that like button. Please make these more complicated videos worth it. And for God's sakes, please subscribe. We would love to have 100,000 subs. Just hit 40, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, catch you next time. Cheers.